The world of extreme sports has had an impact across many different fields in this country, sparking a huge counterculture and dominating the media globally. One aspect of this impact has been in the world of independent film. Skateboarding videos have sold millions of copies across the country, and they made it possible for fairly amateur filmmakers to become very successful. The Humanities Communication Arts Department at Norwell Community College presents The New Directors, a show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. Now, join our host, Johnny and Tony, to meet the new directors.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 3 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they are planning, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. The world of extreme sports has had an impact across many different fields in the country, sparking a huge counterculture and dominating the media globally. One aspect of this impact has been in the world of independent film. Skateboarding videos have sold millions of copies across the country, and it made it possible for fairly amateur filmmakers to become very successful. Today we will get a chance to meet one of these aspiring filmmakers. He has been skateboarding since the 7th grade and has always had a keen interest in the film side of sport. He now plans to take the knowledge he learned in the TV1 class and apply it to creating new skateboarding and skiing videos. It is my pleasure to introduce one of the future's greatest extreme sport directors, Brian Scheller.
Hey, it's great to be here.
It's great to have you.
Yeah, no.
So tell me, what would you say your main inspiration for being in the TV1 course has been?
Well, when I was younger, I had a great interest in the sport of skateboarding. And I found that as I progressed, my heroes changed from the legends of the sport to the people behind the cameras that were actually shooting the video. I was fascinated by the subculture. There's a great team of people both in front of and behind the camera. And the more I became immersed in this culture, the more I felt at home. I mean, if you take a look, you can see that you really don't need a whole lot of budget to create a very well-selling videos. The example I've got on screen is 411 VM. It's one of the best-selling videos in skateboarding history. And they're operating under a budget of about $15,000, you know, between gathering pros, getting tours set up, and shooting. But it really has opened up the world of filmmaking to people that don't have the bankroll. Without this part of my life, I don't think I'd be where I am today.
Great. So, why exactly did you enter the TV production course here at NCC?
Well, that's a great question. As I moved into filmmaking, I found that the results I was achieving were not satisfying. Now, I wanted knowledge with editing, shooting techniques, some design principles, and production techniques. I felt an actual class would bring me to a whole new level.
Fantastic. So, what would you say is the most important thing you've learned during the TV1 course?
Well, I'd have to give that one to the AVID program. It gave me a chance to do exact frame editing. It was a transition from doing in-camera editing, which can lead to some fairly sloppy results. It also enabled me to put in transitions, do rapid sequences, and it gives it a much more professional feel overall.
Excellent, excellent. So, we've heard here at the studio a little bit about the 3 projects you've done over the semester. You know, the Saturn project, the campus story, and the fall New England project. You know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about.
Why don't you give us a little insight about those?
All right, great. I actually think we've got some footage we can roll down. To start off with the Saturn project, it was the first project we did in the class, and I guess we're starting with the campus story. Well, the campus story, in any case, was the first chance to dive in with the camera. It provided a challenge to create a story without any dialogue. I felt it was my first opportunity to open creatively, because previously we'd only done the Saturn project, and it really didn't offer any options towards the real outcome. In terms of the fall foliage, I was able to apply concepts of design and theory into live motion, which was, I felt, another great opportunity. It was also another chance to get outside and do some shooting, which, you know, I love to do. I'm an outdoor person, and I'd much rather be out looking at leaves than inside some cramped studio recording something contrived. In terms of the Saturn project, it was basically just basic Avid. We built the foundations we needed for the other projects. I picked up many useful skills that I ended up applying to other projects. You know, it was fun to create something that looked finished.
Truly compelling and rich.
Rich and compelling, great.
So, why don't you tell us about your best project?
Well, among the three, I would give it to the fall foliage. I felt this was definitely my best work in the class. I consider it my creative peak in terms of the course here. I was able to take past knowledge and knowledge from this class to create the video. As I have a history in graphic design and music, I was able to combine ideas from both of these fields into one venture, and I definitely think it was successful. I mean, you take a look, we used a lot of different things like the continuous zoom and the rack focus. I also put in a few different transitions, and the Dave Brubeck soundtrack, I feel, gives it quite the spice. He's one of my favorite artists, and I appreciate the opportunity of being able to use it.
You know, I agree, and I think that it was very well done. I only have 2 more words for you, Brian Scheller.
Yeah?
What's next?
Great question. Well, as we move into the winter season, I'm looking towards the ski hills and the terrain park. And I'm hoping I can apply this new knowledge to a faster paced sport. See if we can get some great outcomes.
You know, I wouldn't think you won't be able to.
Great.
So, tell me, any long-term career goals?
Well, I've got a few different things in consideration, like design, you know, the graphic design, communication, illustration, but I think TV production will always remain in the back of my mind as an option.
Awesome, awesome. Today we got to meet one of the industry's foremost skateboarding filmmakers. He has been producing amateur films for a few years now, but we should be expecting a whole new level of production coming from him. We would like to take a moment to thank our guest today.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you here.
Yeah.
And thank you, Brian Scheller. Thank you, and good day. And good day.
This has been a TV production with your host, John Matoli. I'm your announcer, Sammy Seal. This has been an NCC production.